Mrs. Piggle Wiggles Won't Take a Bath Cure by Betty McDonald, illustrated by Bruce Whatley. Mrs. Piggle Wiggle lives here in our town. She has brown sparkly eyes and long brown hair, which she usually wears in a knot on the top of her head. She has a dog called Wag and a cat called Lightfoot, and she lives in an upside-down house. All of the children love Miss Piggle Wiggle, and Miss Piggle Wiggle loves them. She's always ready to stop whatever she's doing to have a tea party, and she is glad to have children dig worms in her petunia bed. In fact, Miss Piggle Wiggle just naturally understands children, which is of course why all the parents call Miss Piggle Wiggle whenever their children are being difficult. Miss Piggle Wiggle always knows exactly what to do to help children's bad habits. Like not taking a bath, which was Patsy Brown's bad habit. Up to the time of this story, Patsy was just your everyday little girl. But one morning, Patsy's mother filled the bathtub with nice warm water and called Patsy to come and take her bath. But when Patsy saw the nice tub of warm water, she began to scream and yell and kick and howl like a wild animal. Naturally, her mother was quite surprised to see her little girl acting so peculiarly, but she just said, "Now, Patsy, stop all this nonsense and hop into the tub." Patsy ran out of the bathroom yelling, "I won't take a bath! I won't ever take a bath! I hate baths! I hate baths! I hate baths!" Patsy's mother let the water out of the tub and went downstairs to telephone Miss Piggle Wiggle. She said, "Hello, Miss Piggle Wiggle. This is Patsy's mother, and I'm having such a time this morning. Patsy simply will not take her bath." Miss Piggle Wiggle said, "I would say the radish cure is probably the quickest and most lasting. All you have to do is buy 1 package of radish seeds, then let Patsy alone as far as washing is concerned. When she has about ½ an inch of rich black dirt all over her, scatter radish seeds on her arms and head, press them gently, and then just wait." The next morning, Patsy's mother didn't say one single word to Patsy about taking a bath. And so Patsy was sweet and didn't act like a wild animal. The next day was the same, and so was the next. When Sunday came, Patsy was a rather dark, black, grayish color. So her mother suggested that she stay home from Sunday school. At the end of the 3rd week, Patsy skipped out to get the mail, and the postman, on seeing her straggly, uncombed, dust-caked hair and a layer of dirt on her face, neck, and arms, gave a terrified yell and fell off of the front porch. Patsy's parents decided to keep Patsy indoor at all times after that, but Patsy seemed quite happy. Of course, it was getting hard to tell how she felt as her face was so caked with dirt that she couldn't smile, and she talked like this, "I am Patsy and I want to take a bath." She also had to take little tiny bites of her food because she couldn't open her mouth more than a crack. At the last day came when Patsy was ready to plant. That night when she was asleep, her mother and father tiptoed into her room and very gently pressed radish seeds into the dirt on her forehead, her arms, and the backs of her hands. Some days later, Patsy woke up one morning, and there on the back of her hands and on her arms and on her forehead were green leaves. She jumped out of bed, ran downstairs to the dining room where her mother and father were eating breakfast. Look at my hands!" she squeaked. Her mother went over to Patsy, took a firm hold of one of the plants on her forehead, and gave it a quick pull. Patsy squeaked again, and her mother showed her a little red radish that she had pulled out. Patsy suddenly said, "Mother, I want to have." "What did you say, dear?" asked her mother, busily pulling the radishes and putting them into neat little piles on the dining room table. "I want a bath," said Patsy so plainly that it cracked the mud off of her left cheek. Patsy's mother said, "Well, I think it'd better be a shower," and without another word she went upstairs and turned on some warm water. Patsy was in the shower all that day. She used up 2 whole bars of soap, and she didn't even come out for lunch. But when her father came home for dinner, there she was, waiting for him at the door, clean and smiling, and in her hand was a plate full of little red radishes. The end.